There was a lot of information that came out during COD Next, but I broke it down into a 5-minute video, so let's get into it. So to start this off, we're going to have a map called Area 99. It is a resurgence map, and it's basically the origin story of how Nuketown came to be. And then later on in spring of 2025, we finally get Verdansk making a return. But now, as of right now, it's not confirmed whether or not we're going to have a separate BR map until that time. So we may just have to stay on Urzikstan until we finally see Verdansk. Now, with these Black Ops 6 inspired maps coming, we'll also have the Black Ops 6 Omni movement. But that actually won't be until season 1 of Warzone. So we're going to have about a month worth of time to play Black Ops 6 and learn that movement before it's actually in Warzone. For all my camo grinders out there, you're actually going to love this one because Warzone will now have its own separate camos that you can unlock. And now, honestly, I just don't know how this is going to play out. Like, I'm curious as to what the challenges are going to be and how that will change how people play. But all in all, I'm a big fan of this. I love mastery camos, and we finally have them in Warzone. And along with the camo grinding, another huge change is that we no longer have to have level requirements. So as soon as you unlock a gun, you can immediately start unlocking camos for it. So for example, you don't have to get to like level 10 to unlock the opportunity to unlock a certain camo. One of the best changes I've seen so far. Now, something a lot of people had an issue with was the current backpack system in Warzone. So if you're a part of that group, you should be happy to hear that backpacks are finally being removed once and for all, and they're being replaced with something called armor and ammo satchels. So depending on whichever one you have the option to carry either more ammo or more armor plates. And that actually leads me into the next part of what so many people have been asking for, which is unlimited tac sprint. So we finally have it, but it comes with a slight catch. So the only way you can actually have an unlimited tac sprint is if you hold your weapon swap button, and when you do that, your character will actually pull out a knife. And when you have that knife out, that is the only way you can have unlimited tac sprint. Now moving on, let's talk about all the weapons playable in Black Ops 6 Warzone. So we're gonna have obviously Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 3, and unfortunately, we're going to have MW2 guns be playable, which I'm not a big fan of because as of right now, in the current state of Warzone, they're basically unusable. So you can only imagine how bad they're going to be come Black Ops 6 Warzone. In my opinion, I think they should just be taken out completely, along with all of the ridiculous attachments that we have from Modern Warfare 2. So now let's talk about rank play for Warzone. It is now finally being moved over to Battle Royale instead of Resurgence. In my opinion, this is a great change. I personally enjoyed how mobs were ranked way more than what I did on Rebirth ranked. But now keep in mind that this change won't be here until season 1.5, which is going to be a nice minute from now. And if I had to take a guess on why it's being released so late, is they possibly want to see how well it's going to be received in the community in preparation of Verdansk releasing. So it's a huge possibility that Verdansk rank will be a thing whenever it releases. Now, one of the most important changes I'm seeing so far is the brand new perk system. So it has been completely reworked. So there will be a total of 18 perks in Warzone, 5 of which are going to be brand new to Warzone, never seen before. But out of those 18, you can only pick 3. So it will be a pick 3 system, similar to how Warzone 1 was. But now here's where it's different from the Warzone 1 perk system, because we now have wildcards. So as of right now, there's 2 confirmed wildcards. One is called Overkill. If you don't know what Overkill is, it's where you can carry 2 primary attachments in your loadout. And the second wildcard is called Gunfighter. So Gunfighter allows you to carry an additional 3 attachments on your primary gun, for a total of 8 attachments. And that's not all the changes that they made to the perk system. So what they did is that they combined some underused perks. So for instance, there's a new perk called Grenader, which is a combination of Combat Scout and Tracker. And another example is a perk called Sprinter, which is a combination of Double Time and Escapist. Now the final change regarding perks is you can only loot 8 unique perks from the ground loot, and 2 of those 8 are exclusive to ground loot only. I think this is a great change because now you have something to look forward to when you're looting perks off the ground, instead of having to look at each individual icon in a perk package and try to figure out which one is the best one. Now, the final big change I want to talk about is sprays finally returning in Warzone, along with emotes from the original Call of Duty Battle Royale, which was Blackout. I'm a huge fan of this. It just makes the game that much more fun. And to be honest, I don't know why it was ever taken out in the first place. It just kind of seems like they took everything that was fun in Warzone 1, removed it, and just gave us Warzone 2. Now for this final part, I'm just going to list off a bunch of small quality of life changes that they made going into Warzone Season 1. So to start off, we have weapon rarity outlines. You can now pick up self revives while you're already downed. Downed enemies don't trigger your high alert. Bounty threat level now have a sound cue instead of just the visual icons. They now minimize the loot cards when looking at loot. Live ping duration is now reduced. Pinging ground loot triggers a navigation ping, so like an up or down arrow. And then they also made changes to the firing range, zip lines, ascenders, parachutes, infill, exfil, mantling, the loot spread distance, and just many more improvements. So that's all the information we have so far about Black Ops 6 Warzone. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below.